workshop is to give a broader perspective of yoga beyond the gymnastics or beyond the physical asanas that we generally do in the classroom. And a quick overview of the workshop would be the word swasthya. This is what we use for the term health in Hindi. And it does not mean lack of illness. It means to be situated in yourself, to be in a state of ultimate bliss. And as you pointed out, it involves physical, mental, as well as spiritual well-being. Next. Change.
Krishna Govinda, Govinda Govinda, Krishna Govinda, Govinda Shama Rama Krishna, Govinda Shama Rama Krishna, Govinda Govinda Paramananda Ananda, Govinda Govinda Paramananda Ananda, Ganeshama Ananda Krishna, Ganeshama Ananda Krishna, Madhunananda Krishna, Manamohananda Krishna, Madhunananda Krishna, Manamohananda Krishna, Ganeshama. Abajo, todos abajo. Abajo, 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 abajo. Krishna Govinda, Govinda Govinda.
Focus on your breathing. Observe. Observe. You won't try to change anything. But how are you feeling before doing it? Just after we finish our games. Yeah. Just wait. So how are you feeling? Just before the games? Wait, just after playing the games. Energy of fatigue. Okay. Good. Yeah. So some of us feeling maybe exhausted, right? Wanting to sleep. So what was the difference? What made it possible? Any guesses? What was two different distinguishing features of these two states? The breath, the breathing. Earlier it was very heavy and you were taking it fast, and now it's again at normal pace. So this is very close to equanimity. So this is the state we strive for through yoga. That's what yoga's objective is. You want to be in a state where you don't have higher emotions, extreme emotions, neither positive nor negative. You want to be in one day, a lot of emotions come and go, just only in one day. in few hours you can see the transition of your mind from this extreme to going that extreme. So you want to avoid, we are human, it happens, but through yoga, to be in this state, this is the most blissful state. It happens in any other thing. You are perfectly fine, you are physically fit, you have a good BMI, you have a six packs or zero figure or whatever, but still all these things can happen to you. You are perfectly fit, right? So what we see, all these things are related, they are connected to each other. You cannot see your body in isolation. If I am going to be fit, I'll fit my body, that's all.
Many of us are familiar with the effects of stress on our body, from headaches to upset stomachs, body aches, and tiredness. But what about the effects of stress on one of our most precious assets, our brain? How about a crash course on what happens to the brain under stress and how we can handle it? Under stress, a physical response is triggered, which directly affects the brain in ways that impede our ability to focus and concentrate. This response limits our ability to connect with friends and colleagues and strains our relationships. You might remember from high school biology that brain cells use chemicals called neurotransmitters to communicate. Under stress, a hormone called cortisol is released, which hinders the functioning of neurotransmitters, making it harder for brain cells to talk to each other. This makes it difficult to think clearly and is the reason why we get confused in a crisis or a stressful situation. Cortisol also causes a chemical reaction that directly kills brain cells. In addition, cortisol triggers the fight or flight response. This directs blood glucose or energy away from the brain because there's a direct link between breathing and emotions. European researchers studied people watching movies that induced emotions of anger, sadness, and happiness. They discovered that each emotion creates a distinct breathing pattern. They also found that just having people breathe in these patterns induced the same emotions. This demonstrates that we can influence our emotions through our breath. So instead of
Point is, we have to sit comfortably. There should be no anxiety, there should be no strain in the body. Be comfortable, be calm, be relaxed. Third thing is, we have to have a smile on the face. It's very important actually. Very, very important. Fourth thing is, for the pranayama that we will be doing today, we have to breathe in and out from the lungs. First pranayama is called Bhastrika or Dirgha Shvasan. Dirgha means deep, long, Dirgha. Shvasan means to breathe. Another word is Bhastrika as it is written over there. So the procedure is, we take a deep breath in, deep breathe out. 10 seconds is the rough time which we will take to finish one cycle. Again, focus is on
Means the yoga has come from the root word called yuj, which is Sanskrit language, ancient language, which typically its translation means joining, right? But joining what? So yoga means joining. Yoga doesn't mean fitness, yoga doesn't mean health, yoga doesn't mean any of these things. It means joining. Joining of what? Joining of in with Jivatma with Paramatma. So you can just know Sanskrit words if you are not comfortable. So individual with the supreme reality. Now it is very disturbing how you are connecting yourself with the supreme reality. You connect the society, you connect with the other being, our fellow being. That is one way to connect, and you connect the nature, don't exploit the nature, respect that. All these are essential part of yoga, right? It does not mean only sit there and do it and you connect to the supreme reality. You have to follow a lot of other things which help. You know this person? Have you seen him before or heard his name? He's called Swami Vivekananda. He came to USA, so he is the first person who brought yoga 8 limbs quickly. So first is called Yama. Then you will be very surprised to know what Yama means. It's what you should do, moral, universal morality kind of things. So it has 5 principles. Compassion, you should ahimsa or non-violence, compassion within heart as well as in outside external form also. Commitment. And then it is samadhi, which I don't know what it is, because it is the thing, this hardcore Hindu philosophy, the ultimate objective of life is this samadhi actually. So we all strive for this, and if you achieve this, you are called internal limbs. When you follow external limbs nicely, internal limbs becomes easier. So that is the full path of yoga described by Patanjali.
A part of Raj Yoga. So there are 4 different paths that you can take for that joining. Raj Yoga is one of them, and under Raj Yoga comes Patanjali, Ashtanga Yoga, which is the second path that you can take to find that divinity inside you is the path of Karm Yoga. Karm Yoga, to summarize it in one line, it's doing actions with an attitude of detachment to fruits of actions. What does it do? It means, okay, whatever I'm supposed to do, I'll do it without worrying about the results. Exploring that divinity, trying to find that joining through philosophy, knowledge, scientific temperament. Release is the Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is essentially trying to find that connection through the means of devotional services, worship. And there are lots of ways to do it. The goal of life is to manifest that divinity within by controlling the nature, internal and external. The internal and external limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Do it by word, or worship, or philosophy, or the psychic control by one or more of all of these, and be free.
As Ankit and Ruchira said, yoga is not about all physical, it's about your emotional and mental as well. So one thing I really learned about yoga is seriously how to control the emotion. There's once during the summer we were having a yoga workshop with us, yoga from India, and then she told us a small story where this sage, he was trying to get this kind of yoga, trying to be in this yogic position for like a few hours, but then he wasn't like as concentrated, and he got angry by the outside responses. So what is the point of you doing all the yoga when you're not experiencing? So having said so like right now, before this I used to like react so quickly, like towards anything that makes me angry and things like that. But after yoga, I feel like, you're more relaxed.